Let's go, guys. We're going to talk about Manchester City, Liverpool. I'm a big game merchant, which means you guys already know I'm pulling up for this reaction. I watched Manchester United's Tottenham yesterday. I even tweeted it out. I should have done the video. I didn't have it in me to do the video, guys, but I said they're playing the best football. 21,000 likes. That went crazy viral. And I mean it. I really think they're playing the best football right now. They're the team, like they're kind of like when I watch other teams, I love watching Barcelona because Hansi Flick is my favorite manager. A couple seasons ago, I was shitting on them all the time because I'm like, yo, this team's a meme. I like watching good football. United are playing amazing football right now. I don't know what's gotten into that team. They need to spend whatever they got to spend to get Bruno to stay there because what they're building is something special. We know Casemiro is going to leave, but let's stay on topic. Let's talk about Liverpool, Man City. A lot to talk about in this game, especially in the last 40 minutes. A lot to talk about with this game for the rest of the season. So let's give our thoughts. And you guys in the comments down below, you guys let me know how you guys are feeling. So Manchester City, for me, had to win this game. That's it. They had to win this game. This was a must-win game for these guys because Arsenal are the most effective team this season. Now, Arsenal's not going to get 100 points, but they're going to win a couple trophies, and they just have a system right now that is consistently working in like 90% of their matchups. They're just better. They're just better. They're just getting it done, whether it's corners, whatever it is, man. Those guys, they are so hard to beat this season. So don't expect Arsenal to be dropping a lot of points. We'll look at the fixtures after we talk a little bit about this game because I want to talk about Liverpool too. And we'll talk about that at the end, guys. But must win for Manchester City. If they did not win this game, if they drew the game, which I was predicting a 1-1 draw, that's what I saw. I didn't tweet it, but I'm going to be honest, this is what I thought was going to happen. I was close. I thought they were going to, Arsenal was going to get the gap to be 7 points, but I wasn't giving Liverpool a win here. This was at Anfield. It's a bit of a shame when it comes to Liverpool right now because I know we're jumping all around the place. I'm just so disappointed with Liverpool this season. I mean, I know they lost to Bournemouth a couple weeks back, or maybe it was less time than that. They had a really good result against Newcastle, and it's like you want to see some convincingness out of Liverpool because you feel like now maybe okay in the last couple weeks they've turned it around a little bit. They're starting to look better. There's a lot of players we could talk about in this team that I just feel like it's not good enough, man. And like, how many of these games with Liverpool is it down to like Szoboszlai saving these guys on some crazy free kick? Because let's not get it twisted. That Szoboszlai free kick today was outrageous, guys. He takes the free kick, they go up 1-0. And for me personally, the best goalkeeper in the world is Donnarumma. It's probably been Donnarumma for like 2 years now. He's ridiculous, man. All right, man. Like, people need to actually, I say this all the time, go watch the entire PSG knockouts last year and put any other goalkeeper in net for them. They're not going to be winning the Champions League. As good as the football that PSG played last season, the amount of times Donnarumma was making top corner save against Saka, top corner saves against, Rashford and a couple of the Villa players. It was absurd. It was absurd how much stuff this guy was saving last season. So, look, I don't know how Manchester City ended up getting this guy here. We knew he wanted to leave PSG. Holy, man, because we're going to talk about that in a second. But look, so Szoboszlai's free kick, absolutely beautiful. And my point is that if you're beating Donnarumma like that, you're making him not even make a save. You've done something crazy. Szoboszlai continues to just score outrageous free kicks. He's been really one of the bright spots for Liverpool this season. I'm tweeting this a lot. I'm disappointed in Florian Wirtz because he's having a huge issue adapting, in my opinion, to the physicality of the Premier League. That's it. I know people get upset when they're like, oh, people overrate the Prem. The fact of the matter is he is struggling with the physicality. That's what I'm seeing on the screen. I'm seeing a lack of confidence, but what I'm really seeing is a lack of physicality. He can beat one. The second guy comes after him. Boom, he's off the ball. He's struggling to build. He doesn't seem like he's very used to having this little amount of time. And what we've seen him do is potentially be like the German Messi at 10. We've seen him be crazy over the years. Even with international, I've seen him be really good with Germany. So Wirtz is just a tough one, man. And it's really disappointing with Liverpool because obviously, you went and you brought Isak. I mean, Ekitike didn't play great today, but Ekitike is a baller. I mean, he's so good. You look at all the money that Liverpool spent this season and really how they've regressed, They really have. Now, it could be down to a combination of things. I mean, for me, the other guy that I'm not going to let him get away with here is Salah, bro, because people want to say Salah is this and that, and he's coming off one of the best Premier League seasons of all time, if not the best statistically, and he's been putting up a really below par season, like really below par. So, just really disappointing from Liverpool. And I said this like a minute or two ago. I feel like every Liverpool game I'm watching, it's because, they win the game in the big game because of Szoboszlai scoring some just outrageous free kicks to save them. The other problem with Liverpool is that they had a situation here where they took a 1-0 advantage, and I felt like Slot's understanding of how to get his team to manage this result was atrocious. Can you imagine if Arsenal took a 1-0 lead in this game and how the hell the other team would probably not even have a shot for the rest of the game? Now, keep in mind, Arsenal's got the best defense in the entire world. But not to mention, I mean, it's like Liverpool scored this goal, and they bent their legs open and let Man City do whatever. Man City was going crazy then for the next, 15 minutes. I don't understand the management of this game, and for me, when I see that, it's down to the manager. Not making the right changes, not giving the right instructions. You know, there's a lot of experience in this Liverpool side, but you've also now chucked in this Liverpool side with experience with all these new players, right? So that's still a thing. It's not like you have this prime Liverpool team that you had 5-6 years ago with Trent and Robertson and Mane and Firmino and all these guys. No, they don't even need instructions. They don't even need they know how to play with each other. So this is a team that needs to be managed better, and I hear the complaints about Slot. Terrible for me, game management today on this game. Liverpool should have been walking away with points from this game, no doubt. The fact that they really should have lost 3-1. That last goal getting called off, I mean, whatever with the rules and all that, but, you know, I looked at it like it was like an eye for an eye with the fouls and just let it count. How did they let this game get away? And that's why you look at a table, and this is where they are in the table this season, because they've been really mediocre. They've done well to salvage the season and get back here, but you look at the top 4 race, guys. Let's be honest with you right now. Let's be honest. Are they going to get top 4? I don't know, man. I really don't think so. I don't know. I mean, Villa now is slowing down. They're still a tough team to beat, but they've got an 8-point lead on Liverpool. Like, Liverpool not getting points out of this game was really bad. Not to mention Chelsea's won 4 in a row now, so Chelsea's not building some form. Manchester United is not dropping points anytime soon. They're playing insane. And then you got Arsenal and City ahead of that. So even if you have Villa that falls out and doesn't do as well, you got Chelsea getting hot. You got United that's going to keep getting 3 points. It's not been convincing from Liverpool, man, at all. 1 win in the last 5 is just... How are these guys going to get top? And this was a big game for them. They're looking at this game today saying, we need to get top 4. We need to win this game. And they didn't do that. So it's guys, it's been a disaster of a season for Liverpool. Let's be honest. I know wherever they finish, and I'm not being too harsh. What happened to this prime Anfield? You're at Anfield today, man. And like, it's like you go ahead off this fluke and I mean, it's fluke because it's just an insane free kick, right? It's insane. Like from Silva's line. Like, it's just like, you know, you chucked in Messi for a quick free kick, and then you continue with the game playing mid. And you know, how are you at Anfield and we feel like the whole Anfield is just hitting the jitters after you score that goal? The lack of tactical management there, man. Oh my God, it was disappointing to see. I hated it for Liverpool fans. And then Man City, on the other hand, Haaland is just an absolute machine, man. That flick on, you don't see these 9s doing these flick ons and stuff that the older, you know, games and gameplay used to do. What a freaking flick on from Haaland, and Silva's just such a little pest, man. He had to follow it up, and, you know, he did really well, so they tie the game there. And then, honestly, you know, Alisson concedes the penalty, and, you know, when you see Alisson conceding penalties, man, Alisson is one of the premier goalkeepers in the world for how many years now? 10 years. He's been insane. And, you know, it was annoying. I tweeted out that I felt like the penalty was deserved. It sucks, though. It's one of those stupid penalties, right? Because it is a penalty. For sure, but it's stupid. The guy wasn't going to score for Manchester City, so he gives that up. He's such a freak with penalties, by the way. Haaland's just too good at the pens. He reads Haaland's pen, Haaland scores. Haaland takes his shirt off, he gets a yellow card. He was hyped as hell. 2-1, and then we got this crazy play at the end where Liverpool's bombing everybody forward, and then Man City hit the counter. Cherky, like, passes the ball ahead to Haaland. Soboslai playing tug of war with him. Haaland fights back. The ball just rolls into the net. And then the referee calls it off. He gives Soboslai a red card. And then they gives Man City a free kick. I just would have rather that stand. I know the rules are the rules, though. You know, if the rules weren't the rules, I would rather the Alisson not be a penalty because it wasn't going to be a goal anyway. So I hate when they get penalties that aren't going to go, but that's not how the rules work, right? So you got to listen to the rules. So anyway, City get the points here. It's enough talking about Liverpool because now we got to talk about Man City. We have to consider Man City. Is Manchester City a real title favorite? You know, or is it just Arsenal at this point? Is it just, I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, this was the worst result you could have had today, obviously, because it keeps the pressure on. And as we know, if we look ahead, look, guys, these are the only 2 teams I'm taking seriously for the title. Manchester United could win every single game out, but still I don't think Arsenal's dropping 12 points to the end of the season. I just don't. So you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Manchester United would have to play the most perfect. It would be one of the craziest odds-wise if Manchester United are, and if we're really not overrating them, if they literally just won every single game. But that's not going to happen, I don't think. I mean, we look at the fixtures. Look, it's possible. Every run at some point comes to an end. They've got a couple crazy games. They've got, look, this stretch right here. I'd be shocked if they won all points here out of these 12, because this is some tough stuff to deal with for United. You look at the end of the season, they still have Chelsea and they still have Liverpool. But let's talk about Manchester City, right? They've been on a better run of form. They're going to see Fulham. They're going to see Newcastle. They're going to see Leeds. They're going to see Forest. Really, guys, the big game upcoming is going to be this Arsenal game and then Chelsea game. Sorry, this Chelsea game and then the Arsenal game. They actually play Arsenal twice in 2 weeks. Look, I'm predicting Arsenal is going to win the trophy against Manchester City. I think that's going to happen because I think Arsenal is going to get 2 trophies this season. The Arsenal fans are telling me they're going to get 3 or 4. I think they're going to get 2. I think they'll win the Premier League. I don't know. I don't think they're going to win the Champions League, but I think they'll win the Premier League because I think their style of play is just too effective against all these other teams throughout the course of a season. I could see somebody in the Champions League having success against them over 2 legs in the knockouts. I can't see that in the Premier League. But Manchester City have a real opportunity here because Arsenal is going to drop 3 points, 100%. They played 25 matches, guys. They've dropped points in 8 games this year out of those 25, and we have 13 matches left. Okay? So Arsenal is bound to drop some points the rest of the season. It's not going to be a lot, but if you look at Arsenal's schedule throughout the rest of the season, they have some games that are going to be tough. I don't really rate Spurs, man. I know this is always a rivalry. I don't think anything's going to happen there. You've got that Chelsea game on the schedule. Arsenal and Chelsea have been really close this season. I mean, they just 0-0'd in or 1-0 with the Havertz last-minute goal in the last game. That's been a closer affair. I feel like Bournemouth is like just the troll team. They still got that City game we just talked about, and they got Newcastle. But let's be fair, right? Arsenal, I believe, have a much easier rest of the season schedule, and that's why I'm looking at it like they really only, for me, have 3 or 4 really tough games out of the last 13. So if you're Man City and you're 6 points behind, you pretty much got to be perfect as well. I mean, not as perfect as a Manchester United going crazy, but you're not going to be able to afford to drop any points against these Chelsea, Villa. I mean, they got Villa, guys, on the last game of the season. Bournemouth and then Villa. I mean, that's just trolls, right? So, I could see some funny stuff where City end up getting the result out of Arsenal. We get all this drama, and then we get to the end of the season, and, something goes wrong around there. I don't know. But, look, I think Arsenal's going to win the Premier League. I tweeted out this morning. Maybe I'm going to throw out a jinx on that. I don't know. City has been playing a lot better recently, but I think it's going to be too tough. I don't know. I don't know. It's just one of those where it's really going to be down to this Man City Arsenal game. If we can sit here and say, okay, Man City's winning this game on April 18th, then we got a real chance for them, right? Because Arsenal will drop 3 points. But we look at City. Man City's been dropping points, and randomly, City has been dropping random points all season, and that's why I'm like, City is just one of those teams you just don't want to get too in love with as a trust, because they pulled this one out today to Liverpool having shit game management. Liverpool is really not all that this season. They drew Spurs, and then they have these weird runs of form. Obviously, they got destroyed by United. They had a random, draw streak that happened in January. So for me, City are going on runs, but it's not this old City team we all know that just wins. They get these weird stretches where they start underperforming. Maybe having Semenyo there now, and the team meshing as the season goes is going to help cure that a little bit, and they're going to drop less points. Look, as a spectator, guys, I hope to God this comes down to the last match week. How fun would that be? It would be amazing. What a Cinderella, by the way. 13 games left, right? What if this is not going to happen, but I want to just gaslight all my Manchester United fans. What if United win 39 points or like 37, 36 points to the end of the season? What if they drop 3 points? Huh? What if that actually happens? What if we give them 36 points and we put them on 70, we put them on 80 points? That would require Arsenal getting how many points? Arsenal would have to get 24 points. Oh, man, bro. 24. So that means Arsenal have to get 8 wins in the last 13. Yeah, that's what I mean, guys. I don't think anybody's catching Arsenal, bro. I think it's all up to Man City, and I don't know if they have it in them this season. But at least the result today, it keeps it alive. We have the chance that this could happen. And I know you guys are going to flame me in the comments saying it's not over, it's not over. I don't know why, man. Arsenal, for me, just are convincing, bro. They just convince me they're going to win this season. I don't know why. That's just how I'm feeling. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. Manchester City 2, Liverpool 1. We're doing the reactions for the big games. Appreciate you.